Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your midday news fix for Wednesday, the 27th of September. Labour's promising to carefully manage its books as it launches its fiscal plan. It's promising to look for more savings across government and is vowing to keep net debt under 30% of GDP. Finance spokesperson Grant Robertson says the next few budgets will be tight to reduce expenditure after COVID and ease the cost of living. Leader Chris Hipkins says cost pressures eat up a large chunk of spending.
The economic situation facing the next government is going to be tight, and we have responded to that in the commitments that we have been making.
A campaign bus for the National Party. Chief political reporter Aaron Darman's at the big reveal at a windy Auckland domain.
It's big, it's blue, and it's got Chris Luxon's face on it too. But forget the fun of poetry and rhyme. This bus has one purpose: drive Labour out of the Beehive's 9th floor. Luxon's just unveiled the vehicle behind me after unexpectedly pulling out of an interview on Newstalk ZB this morning with just minutes to go.
Luxon was double booked this morning, hence he was unable to make it to Newstalk ZB. ACT leader David Seymour is continuing to tour the regions. He's holding a public meeting in Waitomo today and spoke to about 300 people in New Plymouth yesterday. Herald reporter Adam Pearce is following Seymour. He says he sets similar notes at each event across the country.
The treaty and redefining the principles within the public service, especially, that's obviously a big policy for ACT at the moment, putting that to referendum.
Winston Peters is hitting out at how other politicians campaign. The New Zealand First Leader is lauding his party's old-fashioned method of holding meetings in a political environment he's dubbed unreal. He says photo opportunities and attending envelope openings are replacing substance. Peters says it's a slog, but people want to hear how his party will turn things around.
Politics is about the people, and I'm looking at what's happening now, and people are eating sausage rolls and getting headlines on the 6 o'clock news. And I don't think the New Zealand people really want that.
Dismay from Mama Hooch survivors as their abusers run up legal aid bills of almost $900,000. Brothers Danny and Roberto Jazz are appealing their convictions and prison sentences. They drugged and assaulted women targeted at a family-owned Christchurch bar and restaurant. Aviva Client Services sexual violence manager Joe Bader says the pair won't be thinking about their victims.
Very naive to think that the two brothers, as morally bankrupt as they are going to hold anyone in mind other than themselves.
A 48-year-old man has pleaded guilty to manslaughter a month out from his murder trial. Paul Anthony Chapman was charged over the death of 27-year-old Lev Nemkin in Auckland's Ranui last year. Judge Sally Fitzgerald has accepted the plea at a pre-trial hearing this morning at the High Court in Auckland. Sentencing is next March. To sport, NRL League touch judges Phil Henderson and Drew Altram, who missed a Broncos forward pass in the preliminary final win over the Warriors, have been overlooked for the grand final. Jessica Hawkins, who has become the first woman in almost 5 years to test a Formula One car. The Brit completed 26 laps in Aston Martin's 2021 model near Budapest. And reserve team member Luke Supik has completed the Wellington Phoenix men's roster for the A-League football season. The 17-year-old forward has signed a 3-year deal. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.